بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما لله تبارك وتعالى. Inshallah, we reached up to the section of the advices to be kind and careful with the women. And this is very important aspect. So this is advice for that, inshallah ta'ala. Let us start with Al-Fatiha, the soul of Imam al-Nawawi, rahimahullah ta'ala. Fix your camera, Sidi. You gotta like. Al-Fatiha.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الإمام النووي رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا الله به وبكم في الدارين آمين. باب الوصية بالنساء. قال الله تعالى وعاشروهن بالمعروف، وقال تعالى ولن تستطيعوا أن تعدلوا بين النساء ولو حرصتم فلا تميلوا كل الميل فتذروها كالمعلقة وإن تصلحوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان غفورا رحيما.
So when one thinks about the women, understand the effort it is to maintain and take care of the woman. It is not just the physical, financial aspect, but the most challenging aspect of the woman is her mental and emotional state. Maintaining that, cultivating that. And that is difficult. And to do justice in that area is extremely difficult. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us, even we want to do the right thing, sometimes that's going to be difficult. So be careful with the women, how you deal with them, how you interact with them, extremely important. Because remember, those women are the backbone of the society. They are the ones who are raising the children. They are, as my mother-in-law used to say, it was such a funny thing. I just got to share this with you. She would say, you males crack me up. We raised you, we changed your diapers, we taught you, and then you get a certain age and we don't know nothing. I always found that so funny. It stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it. I picture her face, rahimahullah. May Allah have mercy on her and raise her rank and assemble her under the banner of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But she used to say that to me a lot. MashaAllah. And it registered, how valuable the woman is in the society. And how unmindful the man can get in that regard. So let us keep, let us keep the proper care of the women at the forefront of our minds. Now.
قال وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم استوصوا بالنساء فإن المرأة خلقت من ضلع وإن أعوج ما في الضلع أعلاه فإن ذهبت تقيمه كسرته وإن تركته لم يزل أعوجا فاستوصوا بالنساء متفق عليه. وفي رواية في الصحيحين المرأة كالضلع إن أقمتها كسرتها وإن استمتعت بها وفيها عوج. وفي رواية لمسلم: إن المرأة خلقت من ضلع لن تستقيم لك على طريقة، فإن استمتعت بها وفيها عوج، وإن ذهبت تقيمها كسرتها، وكسرها طلاقها. قوله
Allahu Akbar.
قوله عوج هو بفتح العين والواو.
Here, the Prophet ﷺ was so wise. The women have their nature. If you try to change that nature, you're going to break them. And in that last narration in Muslim, breaking them is really divorcing them. The women have their way, and you have to be able to navigate that and not try to make the woman your way. You're going to break her. One time, Sayyidina Umar ibn Al-Khattab, he was at his home, and one of the companions came to complain about his wife. And when he got to the door of Sayyidina Umar, he heard his wife giving him the business in the loud voice. You can imagine what the business is if you're married, right? And he was going to knock at the door, and he turned around. As he was turning around, Sayyidina Umar was coming out. And he said to him, "Why are you leaving?" He said, "I was going to complain about my wife, but then I heard yours, and I went away." And the position of Sayyidina Umar was like, she takes care of my family. She takes care of me. Should I not be merciful and patient with her? Right? And the way to do that is to not let your ego overcome your intellect. That's advice to men. Don't let your ego overcome your intellect. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that they have their nature, and you're going to live with them with that nature if you want to live and enjoy a happy life. So, as they say, happy wife, happy life. But make sure the happiness is within the dictates of the sacred law. Don't incline to something that is forbidden. Now,
قال: وعن عبد الله بن زمعة رضي الله عنه أنه سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يخطب، وذكر الناقة والذي عقرها، فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذ انبعث أشقاها، انبعث لها رجل عزيز عارم منيع في رهطه. ثم ذكر النساء فوعظ فيهن، فقال: يعمد أحدكم فيجلد امرأته جلد العبد، فلعله يضاجعها من آخر يومه. ثم وعظهم في ضحكهم من الضرطة، وقال: لما يضحك أحدكم مما يفعل؟ متفق عليه. والعارم بالعين المهملة والراء هو الشرير المفسد، وقوله انبعث أي قام بسرعة. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا يفرك مؤمن مؤمنة إن كره منها خلقا رضي منها آخره، أو قال غيره. رواه مسلم. وقوله يفرك وبفتح الياء وإسكان الفاء وفتح الراء، ومعناه يبغض. يقال فركت المرأة زوجها، وفركها زوجها بكسر الراء، يفركها بفتحها أي أبغضها، والله أعلم.
so here, advice. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam described the husband and the wife as believers. Never forget that. I get this constant reminder whenever I'm performing badly, which is quite often, that if you remember that we are Muslim brothers and sisters, you would treat me different. SubhanAllah, that's so strong, right? And look how the Prophet ﷺ described him, right? Mu'min and mu'mina, right? It's husband and wife, but they're both believers. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. So the brothers, the believers are brethren. If we treat the spouses like brothers and sisters, right? We're going to give each one what is due for them. So sometimes you have a brother, you don't like something, but you like something else, right? Everyone has vice and virtue, right? No one is free from that. So be patient with that which you don't like, just as you are grateful and happy about that which you like. And in every person, especially your spouse, you're going to find characteristics that are not so pleasing to you and characteristics that bring you great joy. Mm.
قال وعن عمرو بن الأحوص الجشمي رضي الله عنه أنه سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في حجة الوداع يقول بعد أن حمد الله تعالى وأثنى عليه وذكر ووعظ ثم قال ألا واستوصوا بالنساء خيرا فإنما هن عوان عندكم ليس تملكون منهن شيئا غير ذلك إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة فإن فعلن فاهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن ضربا غير مبرح فإن أطعنكم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا ألا إن لكم على نسائكم حقا ولنسائكم عليكم حقا فحقكم على نسائكم يوطئن فرشكم من تكرهون ولا يأذن في بيوتكم لمن تكرهون ألا وحقهن عليكم أن تحسنوا إليهن في كسوتهن وطعامهن رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح.
Mm.
قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم عوان أي أسيرات جمع عانية بالعين المهملة وهي الأسيرة والعاني الأسير شبه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم المرأة في دخولها تحت حكم الزوج بالأسيرة والضرب المبرح هو الشاق الشديد وقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا أي لا تطلبوا طريقا تحتجون به عليهن وتؤذوهن به والله أعلم.
Here, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Ala inna lakum ala nisaikum haqqa, wa li nisaikum alaykum haqqa." Right there. You have on your women rights, and your women have on you rights. If you want a successful marriage, look to fulfill rights, not receive them. You will be a winner. Look to fulfill rights, not receive them. So the Prophet ﷺ saying, yes, you have rights upon your woman, and your women have rights upon you. So let the man look for fulfilling the rights of the woman. Let the woman look for fulfilling the rights of the men. Make that a priority more of your own than your own rights. What you supposed to do for me? No. What I'm supposed to do for you. And if each can manage to keep the other as the priority, the rights of the other, over their own rights, they will treat each other nicely. Right? That is so important. Take care of your spouse. Prefer them over yourself. And vice versa, both sides, the man and the woman. Prefer your spouse over yourself. In your dealings, in your thoughts, you will always have a happy marriage. It's the key to a happy marriage. When you're always looking for your own rights, you're so occupied with yourself, you'll forget the other. Please take this advice. It's very important. The heart is inclined to the one who does good to it. If you treat your spouse well, they will love you.
قال وعن معاوية بن حيدة رضي الله عنه قال قلت يا رسول الله ما حق زوجة أحدنا عليه قال أن تطعمها إذا طعمت وتكسوها إذا اكتسيت ولا تضرب الوجه ولا تقبح ولا تهجر إلا في البيت. حديث حسن رواه أبو داود. وقال معنى لا تقبح أي لا تقل قبحك الله.
Right here. So what is that right that woman has? You eat, she eats. You dress nice, right? You dress nice. She gets what you get. You don't harm her. You don't speak bad to her. You don't avoid her, right? Have great kindness and goodness when living with them. That's thinking about the other. And we may learn this over time, especially many times we didn't see good marriages, so we don't have an example. But I'm telling you, as they say, little things mean a lot. Little stuff. It don't take a lot. But what is the difficult? It's not the actual action, it's little. The thought pattern is the difficult part. To get your mind into always thinking about others, because the human likely thinks about himself all the time. Nefsi, 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 right? So the challenge is not the actual action, doing the good to others, to your spouse. It is to train your mind to think of others before yourself. So I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, so is my spouse. And that's how I'm going to consider it. Even if my spouse is not thirsty or not hungry, I'm going to think about it. And I'm going to make the effort, right? I want some new clothes, maybe so do my spouse. I want something nice, maybe they do too, right? And just like I'm looking something nice for myself, I'm looking something nice for them. That's work though. It's not easy. It's not easy. And plus human beings are forgetful and unmindful and heedless, so we can forget easily. But make an effort, make a concentrated effort to be like that. And this is how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was. Now,
قال وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكمل المؤمنين إيمانا أحسنهم خلقا وخياركم خياركم لنسائهم. رواه الترمذي وقال حسن صحيح.
and these hadith are so important. As the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most complete are you in faith. أكمل المؤمنين إيمانا أحسنهم خلقا, right? Those ones who have the most complete, perfected faith are those who have the best character. And the best of you are the best of you to your wives. Subhanallah. So, as they said, you want to know a person? Ask their wife. What do you think about him? Him? He's no sheikh. Nice. Sheikh, yeah, right. So treat your wife well so she can call you a sheikh. Yeah, go ahead.
This whole lesson is for the sake of women. يا لطيف. طيب. قال وعن إياس بن عبد الله بن أبي ذباب رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تضربوا إماء الله. فجاء عمر رضي الله عنه إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال ذئرن النساء على أزواجهن. فرخص في ضربهن. فأطاف بآل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نساء كثير يشكون أزواجهن. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لقد طاف بآل محمد نساء كثير يشكون أزواجهن ليس أولئك بخياركم. رواه أبو داود بإسناد صحيح. قوله ذئرن هو بذال معجمة مفتوحة ثم همزة مكسورة ثم راء ساكنة ثم نون أي اجترأن. قوله أطاف أي أحاط.
So the moral here, don't let your women complain about you. Take care of your wife. The Prophet ﷺ did not look well to those who did not take care of their women folk. Right? Right? لَيْسَ أُولَٰئِكَ بِخِيَارِكُمْ. These are not the best of you. They're women complaining and not being taken care of well. Subhanallah. And if the Prophet ﷺ described the best of you are the best to the woman, and the one whose women just complain, they're not being taken care of well, they're being treated bad, they're being hit, they're being physically abused, verbally abused, emotionally abused, mentally abused. لَيْسَ أُولَٰئِكَ بِخِيَارِكُمْ. These are not the best among you. Right? And that complaint of the oppressed, the one who is treated unjust, is not veiled. So take care of your family. That's the moral of the story. Now,
قال وعن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص رضي الله عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الدنيا متاع وخير متاع الدنيا المرأة الصالحة. رواه
so in closing with this hadith, that the best of all the things we enjoy in this world is a pious wife. So if Allah honored you with a good Muslim woman who practices the religion, realize this is the best thing you can have in the dunya, right? Of all the possessions in the dunya, all the things you have under your disposal, al-mar'atu salihah, the pious woman that obeys Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala and guards your rights as a husband and a Muslim man. May Allah grant us pious spouses who are concerned with our world and our hereafter. Do well with your spouse. Do well. And if you are weak, ask Allah to strengthen you in these areas. It is La ilaha illallah. When you have a happy home, it facilitates everything else. When you have a cooperative relationship, it facilitates everything else. When you treat each other like believers, it facilitates everything else. Till you get to the point where one knows what the other one is thinking before they say a word. They don't have to talk. It's already understood. The connection is like that. That's my advice, young man. Do you get the advice?
Understood. سمعنا وأطعنا.
Barakallahu bikum, inshallah. We'll stop here. May Allah reward you, inshallah. We'll see you in another 15 minutes for the reading in a blessed valley, the Imams of Hadramaut, radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. Barakallahu bikum wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.